Okay, so welcome to Coffee Talk.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yay! So this is my friend Cristina, who is currently in, is it Oregon?
Yeah.
Portland? Yeah. But you're moving, like
Moving.
big move to Germany. And
Yeah.
so like all the things that you have to go through and all of the storage and all of the like figuring out what you actually want to bring with you, that's huge.
So I had this weekend, we were chatting a little bit before, and this weekend I had a couple of friends over for a small play with entities class, and I took out a bunch of stuff and let's go through, like a practical thing of actually talking to some entities and what comes up, like receiving what comes up when someone offers you something. Do you go into like, what do I need to give back? What, all the things.
The reciprocation.
So, yeah, the transactional reality or the gifting and receiving, and it was so very, very interesting. And then just looking at things that like I consider at least useful, and they're like maybe not interesting for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ask your things if they want to be with you or if they want to find somebody else?
Like, you mean like every piece of thing, like the hand mixer and the not quite. I mean, I already decided and concluded that the toaster is not gonna make it in my luggage,
Right.
So
Well, and you can always ship a box, like that's possible.
yes, it is possible.
If you
But
absolutely love
I'm going sort of in a nowhere. Like, yes, I rented an Airbnb for a month, but I don't actually have a plan. I'm just like on quicksand. I'm just going somewhere. Something's calling towards that. I don't know. So I don't have an address. Ship to where? I mean, I'm just and I just had after actually giving some stuff and so on, this thing with like the little death that we were talking about, where you're like just you and basically no things or basics, is like there's such a relief actually to just let go of all the things. You're like, and that was something that I was experiencing. So the class I was talking about was Saturday, and then I had yesterday a couple of friends coming over, picking up some stuff. And the movers also pick up some stuff for themselves, and it's so light. It's so light. And I'm like getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And I'm happy.
Yeah. This morning, I woke up really early. Actually, I woke up in the middle of the night and I just turned on an audio to listen to. And then this morning I was like, when you wake up and you have something that's not super light, sometimes I like to listen to something that's like super expansive. And I actually put on one of my golden SOP that I never listened to my own SOPs, but I remember doing it last week and thinking, oh, I want to listen to this again. And in it was like that. It's like letting go of everything, letting go of all the stuff that you've done, all the wrongs that you've chosen, letting go of your body, and it was just like melting into the universe, really. Wow, it was just, if you ever feel like you're totally overwhelmed and you're fucking up, or you don't know what you need to do and you're stressed out, just expand and let go. It's like this reality has such a hold on us, but when you relax,
Yeah.
you move beyond it.
And when you allow yourself to actually follow that lightness, that golden thread the golden opening of what's actually available to us that we're like not even, or what's available to us that we're picking on every day and we can expand into more and more. And we're actually doing that. What can we acknowledge about ourselves?
Yeah, that's such a big thing, and it's like somehow it's been made wrong, or we forget, you know. Yeah, to acknowledge.
And then I was looking at the things or the projects or the memories or if the stuff that comes up. And he's like, is that wrong that stuff comes up? That yes, something I've done, something I've been, something that papers and documents and all of that brings up. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like looking at all the things and this stuff comes up and then I get to deal with them. I mean, like when I say deal with them, more like I get to visit that energy, what's there that's still around me, and just melt it and let it go, or move forward with what's actually important to me. We had that conversation about the medicine and homeopathy and all of that, and I'm like, what if I'm not wrong that I'm looking at something that was important to me, is important to me, has been important to me? What if, yeah, I could let every thing go, and some stuff is what I'm choosing. That's what I'm choosing.
Yep.
That's something that lights me up, like doing it or whatever. And so it will be a couple of things that I'm going to take in my suitcases. And my cat lights me up. What lights you up,
Yeah.
Julie? What
Yeah.
lights you up?
Well, it's interesting. I've been thinking a lot about that or questioning it, not really thinking, and just having things come to me. And a lot of it still is things that I have been choosing, like designing jewelry for people. That it's just so exciting and so fun, and knowing the contribution that will be for them. So creating beauty in any way, whether it's facilitating somebody to let go of some judgment of themselves and then more of their beauty shows up, or reorganizing a space so more beauty shows up. It's just like bringing the beauty out in the world.
In so many ways, right? Like with the facilitation, with the space, with the jewelry, with all of it. Oh my gosh, I love these like themes that are so congruent with your being.
And it's so funny because it's like I used to make that so wrong, because it's like, oh well, who cares about that? But apparently a lot of people, because they're like trying to push this image of beauty, but it's not true beauty, which is this like, it's like nature. It doesn't have to approve or push. It's just what it is.
Yeah. What is beauty? And what have we defined as beauty that isn't? Yeah.
Exactly.
To me, it's like this, like is joy and glory. When we speak about is joy and glory, that's beauty. I mean, the elegance of, yeah,
Yeah.
that's beauty. And then the sparkles.
And that's another thing that I made wrong. Like sparkle, like nobody cares about that. I'm just really, really stupid or really cute or both. I've resisted all the things that I love because I don't know, people judge me for it. And
It's
wearing
only you
crowns and
do that,
wearing
Judy.
jewelry and, you know, painting
Nobody
my
else
nails.
does that.
It's really funny. I remember somebody, I think it was my brother-in-law years and years ago, was like he had so much judgment of me because I had nail polish. You know, we were camping and like I've worn nail polish ever since I was a kid. I love to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Create beauty. Yeah. And then I realized that it was more probably jealousy that
Yeah.
his wife doesn't do anything to make herself beautiful for him.
So many things come up as you say this, like this. If we look at like a quest, like you with the beauty or me with the healing and all the things. And it's like we do some stuff, but all of the judgments everywhere where you try to not do that or to judge that or not to, but all of it just kind of melted all the extra stuff and just allows us to refine this calling or whatever. And yeah, so what if actually when you say you made yourself wrong for it was not even yours, and in you moving from that you changed everything and everyone in the meantime.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You know, one of the clearings last night when I was awake at 2 a.m, I was listening to, I think it was Creative Edge 2010, like a really old one. And they were saying, whatever that energy comes up, like, how much are you using that energy or how much have you created that energy to validate other people's realities?
Yes.
And he was running, it was Gary and Dane, they were running this clearing about everything and validating other people's realities. And I just floated off to sleep with, wow, and this energy that I've created to validate other people's realities, and this energy that I've created to validate other people's realities, and tying it in with the presumptive reality, like, oh, somebody's going to judge you about this, so you better use this other thing so that they don't see, or so that they can't, get to the real you or whatever. It was really interesting.
And then, yes, validate. I mean, validating other people's realities and then moving from there into reaffirming reconnecting with what's important to you, with who you are and all of that. And in doing so, how much of those people's realities that you're validating, then they change as you come into who you truly are more
Well,
and more.
yes, as long as you're not
And if they don't,
making it
whatever.
solid,
Yes,
right? Like,
yes,
as
yes.
long as you're like, yeah, I see you, you're choosing that. Okay, no problem,
Yeah,
whatever. It
yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
I don't have to change me. And that was one of the things that really, God, meeting Gary for the first time, it was like, wow. He sat up on the stage and he's like, I like myself.
I
And I
know.
was like, you can do that? You can be that?
Yeah.
It was amazing because I don't know that I've actually known anybody else. Even gurus and stuff that I followed, like they all have this inner critic thing. But Gary just doesn't have judgment. And it's like, wow, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
I'll have
That's
that.
yes. So just even see it as an example, as a possibility. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And he's like, choose whatever you want. I don't care. It's your life.
Yeah.
How much are we always trying to fix, trying to change, trying to heal, trying to for other people and not actually being interesting that they're choosing that. What would I like? You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's so outward. We're so outwardly focused.
What else is
Really.
possible? I love these tools. I really love this tool so much. I mean, yeah, even looking at this and how it used to be, this reality and so on, and then knowing that we actually have some tools like what else is possible, like a question. Yes. Most
Yeah.
people don't love themselves. And what else is possible?
Right. Right. And how much is that actually theirs?
Yeah.
Like it could just be that you're validating somebody else's reality or you've bought that way of being, but it's not actually yours. So you can just go,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to choose again.
So, I mean, like, we're born with parents that don't like themselves, most of us, right? And we look around to see, how should I function? Oh, we don't like ourselves. Okay. This is how we do it.
Or
Yeah.
let me just take all that pain and suffering away from you. And then you
Oh,
can see that, there's joy. But they didn't want to let it go. And so you just keep taking. And then you're like, I've failed. They must be right. Everything that brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, all nine shorts, boys, 12 ads and beyonds. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Wow. I was also looking at like um, how we do acknowledge ourselves and where we're not acknowledging the changes that we've made, like because we're looking to match a certain standard or like I don't know. Sometimes in business, to be a successful business, you have to hit a certain mark of money coming in or whatever. But you don't necessarily see what the business is creating beyond that because you're looking for that one thing. So, how much have we changed in the last 6 months,
Wow.
years, 12 years, 50 years, 100 years? Like our being is trillions of years old, right?
Yeah.
And then, going forward, everything that we've done up until this point in our life, what is that creating in 500 years?
Yes. What is it?
And what would it take for us to receive all of that with interesting point of view, not I'm so great or I'm terrible, but like, wow, huh.
Even the willingness to have the vulnerability to look at the stuff, like, yeah, like you said earlier, you're cute, right, or something like that. That takes vulnerability to be willing to be who you be and be like, yes, this is what I'm doing. And I was looking exactly like with business and money and all of it. how much we tie business and money, but what if it doesn't have to be like that? Or how much do we limit business based on the money we're willing to receive and so on?
Yeah, and a lot of people who aren't in business don't realize the cost of creating the business. So, like in a retail business, most retail businesses buy stuff at 50% and mark it up. So, let's say they have $10,000 in sales. Really, it's only $5,000 of money because they've paid $5,000 for it, but they also have the space, the rent, the phone, the internet, the lights, the people that they're paying, all of this stuff. So they didn't actually make $5,000. They probably made $3 or maybe $2,500.
And
So-
everything that brings up. I mean, like, yeah, look. So I'm curious what was going on, like people who are not in business, who's not in business on one hand, and why is it
well,
that?
when you get a paycheck from a company
Yeah.
that you work for,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily look at that. Like, but for me, I've been on both sides, and man, I haven't worked for somebody else for like 35 years, except for the over the holidays. I've been doing one day at this store and bringing my jewelry, and just looking at it from both perspectives,
Yeah.
and seeing where I like to be and how I like to create. And actually, it's a whole lot more fun to have parties or go to conferences or do shows than to maintain that space every single day for people to come in and out and cleaning it and doing all that. I did that for many years. It was fun, but it's a lot of energy.
And what would you like now?
Yeah, exactly. I still would like to have a space, but more combined for doing sessions and classes, as well as having a little studio space and a little boutique-y space. But not everybody in the world coming in, just people who are really looking for what I do.
I see. What would it take?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're doing it, right? Or
it's in creation. It hasn't actualized yet.
isn't it funny
working
how
for others can be an enormous blessing?
yeah.
Yes, and there's nothing right or wrong with either. It's just, what is it that you like to create?
Yes,
It's really fun
exactly.
for me to work in a store one day a week.
Yeah.
And they don't pay a lot. So if I'm counting on that for income, it's like I want to do 800 other things. So when you go to Germany, what are you going to do?
What I'm gonna do is I'm still exploring what is it that I really want to do. And I would really like to, and I have been playing with not tying money on what I really like to do, and just do what I want to do and let the money show up. So it's happening. And yeah, one of the things I'd really like to do is to open more up for the homeopathy and facilitation and classes and stuff like that. And what else? And where else? I mean, I have kind of a direction. I'm going to Europe and I'm going to Germany. And everything is very, very fluid. It can morph easily. But looking at what came up with what I really like to do, I had to admit to myself that that piece with the homeopathy, even you asked me, and I had people asking me, what is it that is like you're going back towards something? And it's not that much as going back to something. This has been with me all along, and it's something I really like. And now I'm like, if I don't pay attention to anything else, what would I really like to do that? Yes. I mean, like, yes. How am I gonna do that? It's still, well, we'll see. We'll see how it shows up. And there's things that probably need to be put in place. So I'm just gonna take one step at a time. And
do you ever get like you're choosing this, you're going, you have the ticket, but do you ever get like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Because you don't have anything solid there.
oh,
Or
absolutely.
Like there's the extreme of my mom who like, stacks everything so we know exactly what's going to happen for the 5 days that we're together. And then there's like leaving space. But when there's nothing solid and you're just starting to create it, like what tools do you use to move through any doubt or freak out that might come up?
What tools am I using? Well,
or how do you handle it? Maybe you don't use tools.
It's the ease, joy, and glory is the lightness. So it's been a very interesting journey throughout last year. And so seeing that I'm kind of, my life constricts. I had this question a lot of what desires to be created through me, one thing. And then basically the questions, like, what is this? What's going on? What have I refused? And the moment I allowed myself to consider actually going to Germany, everything started to open up, and with the money, with the everything. And if I look around me, I sometimes I'm thinking it's not too late to just let everything be and just continue my life easily here, rather than going through everything and packing my suitcase and go in the nowhere. And even the thought of me just staying is like a dying. I'm dying. I need to change. This changes. So this changes. It's gonna change. It's changing. And yes, it's the question, and is the energy, is the ease and the energy of change happening.
Wow.
There. Something is calling me. I have this I perceive this, but I don't have, but did it happen to you, like you start something and eventually you arrive to a place that when you started, you had no idea that's where you're going? So that's kind of the what I'm perceiving right now with this change. It's like,
yes, and it always shows up greater, but
yes,
the letting go of control to allow it is a huge stumbling block.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that one.
I've been running that clearing with let go of form, structure, significance of control and all of it. I've been running that clearing a lot, and I just begin. It's like only now I begin to realize the level of control I was seeking. And again, who does this belong to? I mean, is it even mine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like last night, I also, when I was waking up in the middle of the night, I was thinking about Puerto Vallarta because I just booked my tickets to go for Global Foundation and the facelift
Yes.
recertification. And I'd like to do an Airbnb of just beautiful, luxurious condo kind of near the venue and not do the hotel because I just don't like that hotel and it's overpriced. Anyway, I was looking at maybe sharing a room, and I never considered that I could get this condo and have it for myself until we were just talking now. And that it's like, oh, just get the thing that I want. And maybe I could add a person, to, get a 2-bedroom, add another person, or don't. Just have it.
But when you go into having exactly what you want, not based on maybe I should split the cost and stuff, when you're really having that, then how is your being and what's created from that choice?
Yeah.
How much more expensive that is.
Yeah.
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 How does it get better?
That's
Yes.
Oh, we've come up to the end of our half hour.
This was sweet.
Oops, and gone over a little bit. How does it get better than this? But it's so fun to chat with you.
With you too. Thank you so much for inviting me. I still have coffee.
I know we're on the same time zone, so it's really good.
For now, we're on the same time zone.
For now, I know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll still have to figure out ways to connect. Anyway, I'm gonna scoot on over to the Finding Your Sparkle group. So come join me there, and we'll do some expanding and 30 by 30 clearings. Oh, look at the hearts. Yay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Julie. Thanks for having me.
Cristina, I will talk to you soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.